Hello, everyone, and welcome to Truly Bedrock Season 2. This is episode 36, I believe. Yeah, we've done a bunch of recording, we've done a bunch of live streaming, and things have happened. As you can see behind me, there's a little bit of difference to the piglin bartering system, and all of the walls have been raised through the base. So on a live stream, this wasn't working correctly. We put gold in it, and actually the way I had it set up, they weren't collecting any gold. So having the chain here, moving the dropper down, it did work. I also had to move the chests so that the hopper was coming into the side of the dropper so that we had full blocks all the way around the top side here. Otherwise, the items that these guys would trade with you would fall out and they would just kind of land and we would not be collecting them. And flying is still somewhat of an issue. We did notice in stream that this thing really isn't working anymore, and I don't know why, but it's not a big deal. But as you guys can see, we finished the walls of the castle, or at least the faces that we wanted to put in. Now there is a top. One last thing I want to do to the top here, basically, what am I trying to say? I want to raise these up just a little bit more and put a little detail to the top of the castle. I did show that in a live stream, and I guess I should show it now as well. Over here in creative, this is what I've come up with. This is essentially what we're going to do to the castle, and I think it looks pretty good. This right here is just a hodgepodge of stairs. I actually took a screenshot of this, and this is what I used to build these faces on stream because it was really hard to see the picture I had. So I just put this up on my other screen, and it works out really nice. Now, I think this is going to look good. We're going to do this style wall on both sides, so we'll have it on this side as well, all the way around. And that will essentially cap the base off, and for the most part, this thing structurally is going to be complete. There's plenty more to do, sure, but this will finish up the main facade of the base. The other thing that I was working on in a live stream was the gold farm itself. I need more blackstone, and now that that can be traded from the piglins, I upgraded my farm here to have a little bit better of a trident killer. The one that I had built worked, but every now and then it would break. So scouring a couple of videos and watching one from Silent Whisperer says that if you have water in this thing, you can put the impaling enchantment on a trident and you can kill your mobs a lot faster. That is true. This works great. It kills them extremely fast. The problem that we're running into is collection. So I had my normal item collection down here. I redid the redstone similar to what I did up here and over at the iron farm, and it was too slow. We were backing up with swords and stuff like that. So I built this double collection system here again from Mr. Whisperer. We had it built this way. It didn't work, so we built it this way. It started working, but the problem is when you have items such as rails and cobblestone walls, I threw the rails down first and then I threw the cobblestone walls. If um if items stack up, they will start counting as a list of items. So if I were to take rails and throw them in here in this hopper, simulating that they're going to be collected by our hopper through an item filter, and I were to take and throw cobblestone walls on top of this hopper and then rails, it's not going to pick up the rails because this is now a list of items and the cobblestone wall is the first thing in the list. So I was having the same issue here where my items were grouping together, and if the first item was a sword or anything that wasn't being sorted, it would just burn. Now we could circumvent that by um, using this same system, and we could sort out rotten flesh. We could sort out um, the zombified piglin heads, and then have everything else go into a chest. But that seems convoluted. because then we'd have to recirculate the items through after they've gone through that. What I've come up with, and we need to say hi to Groova real quick, um, is a little pinwheel design. So essentially, what I have is four minecart hoppers that are going to sit here. These four nether brick up here are representation of the packed ice that's right here. I'm going to put four hopper minecarts underneath those, standing atop four hoppers. And then we're going to take those down into four chests like so. And then we're going to run a item line out this way from these two. We're going to run an item line out this way from these two. And you guys get the idea. This way, this way. Now, what I can do is I can run two item lines out of this, and this would speed up our collection. And then we could have back-to-back item filters. The only thing that I want to collect from this system is the gold nuggets and the gold ingots. I have enough zombified piglin heads. I really don't need those. Rotten flesh and swords we don't need either. So I'm thinking that this could be our solution for our entire problem. But first, we need to rip this down. All right, we've got this whole thing ripped out, and we now have our little pinwheel design. Now, the biggest problem with our gold farm, or where everything starts clogging up, is the sheer amount of swords that we get. And the swords obviously are a non-stackable item, and with the hopper minecart system that we had set up, there's not a way that I've thought of yet for that kind of sorter. Now, we could take and just have a double chest underneath these two hoppers and then have a. Actually, it would probably be better to have a double chest here and then have a line go this way and then a double chest line go this way. And I think we're going to do that. We're going to start with that and then see if it this thing running and see if it starts to back up. If it doesn't back up, then we're good to go. If it does back up, well, we will turn to our little pinwheel design. Um, but what? Oh, come on. I really hate placing items around hoppers. Anyway, the pinwheel design will take this from a four hopper collection, disperse it to uh, 8 different ways, essentially. Our system that we put in place, what originally was just a simple minecart hopper underneath this, and we were collecting the items. We were collecting the items very fast. It was going down into a chest, but the one chest was getting very backed up. So, yeah, now what we need to do is we need to drag a hopper line out and figure out how far out we want to go from the farm. So, I think what I'm going to have is 2 filters for nuggets, 1 filter for ingots, a gap, and then this would be running into our dropper here. So this block would be where we need to go, right? And we're essentially going to have 2 lines. And it's going to be tricky. Oh, this might not work the way I want it to, but it may. So let's get the other side done. Well, it's kind of a crazy design, but we do have all the filters in, and we have a double chest. That was what I was kind of worried about getting in, was the double chest and how much storage we're actually going to have for this farm. So I have in here a filter set up for nuggets, and ingots. This should work out, and the other side, of course, is the opposite, where the nugget is over here and then the ingot is over here. We have a nugget in the middle. I need to repeat this entire process over here underneath this section, and then we need to go ahead and get ourselves droppers, which I believe we have 1. And we are going to to... Let's see, if we put that guy there, yeah, this should work out. We should be able to have just a couple nether brick like that, have another dropper here, and then run the redstone out. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have 2 blocks like this. We're going to light those on fire. And we're going to have a dual system. Oh my goodness. These guys are spawning pretty crazy over here today. What does he got? Orange, bone, shroomlight, coral. I don't need none of that. I just got rid of one like 5 minutes ago. So, yep. Let's see. Let's make ourselves another dropper, and I'll show you guys the redstone, even though I've shown this on camera many times. 1, 2, 3 of those. But now we're gonna do a double version of this guy, which we should go ahead and get. I've got too much junk in my inventory. Should go ahead and get that going. Fully enclosed. Perfect. Hopefully I have all of the redstone pieces that we need. Have 2 comparators, nice. Going into blocks. Of course, we're gonna need blocks like this with redstone dust. This is where things get a little bit different because this side is going to come up like this. And then we're going to run it like that. And this side is going to do blocks like that, up, blocks like that. Right? The redstone dust, comparator, dust, dust. Locked, or in subtract mode. And now anything that we have coming into the system, such as swords and stuff, should be sorted out nice and easy. Now we need to replicate this whole system over on the other side and then give this thing a test and see if it's actually going to work. See if it can keep up with the item collection. One thing also that we need to do, let's go up here, is I need to refill this block in, which I actually have the stuff for that. Perfect. The only thing that I want coming to me is experience. So I don't want the experience going anywhere else. I don't want to collect the items. The items should be collected very quickly on top of this packed ice. So this should work. Alright, our collection system is done on both sides. I do have this chest right here that we need to get everything cleaned out, but we'll worry about that momentarily. I did some math. With filling this thing up with flint and steels completely, I should be able to tick 19,000 zombie pigmen here. So the way the farm works is it will have a total of 27 plus 27 fire charges, or flint and steel, sorry, plus 10 plus 9. That is 73 flint and steels per row. So we have 65 durability. That is 4,745 ticks per row. And then multiply that by 4 rows, we have almost 19,000 zombie pigmen that should come down in here. Or zombified piglins. We want to kill these guys fast, and we want to collect their items fast. So we're going to simulate a AFK session. I'm gonna dump all my stuff. And we're gonna get out our sword, and we're gonna turn this thing on. Now I do have flint and steel's already kind of up in there and ready to go. But let's see how this thing actually starts working. And this is going to take a while of us just sitting here collecting items. Because we have to let this thing start getting pigment in like it is now. Piglins, sorry. And we have to start seeing if items are actually going to back up here on the ice or not. Which realistically is going to take a while. Yeah. So far it's looking good. Like I said, we're going to want to AFK at this thing for a while, and I want to get a lot of gold. So what I need to do is I need to put a lot more flint and steels up high in the farm, and then just kind of let this thing run and see where it may or may not throttle at. So let us get our flint and steel box out. And what do we have here? Got quite a bit of flint and steel prepped. That is all I've got. Plus this guy. So let's go up top. Flying, man. Flying is a thing. Ugh. So right now I have about 9 flint and steels in this thing. We'll craft up a bunch more. We'll go ahead and fill the hopper. And then I'm going to do 1 row of the chest for now. Right? This thing is loud, but should have quite a few flint and steel. Let us run this thing for a little while. That is the goal. Want to run this thing. I want to collect all the gold. I want to then AFK in the piglin farm so that we can get plenty of gold or blackstone from trading with those guys with gold. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, that is the first row done. So let's go ahead and take a few more flint and steels. Might as well just load this thing up. We'll do 1 more row each. And we need 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This ought to get us quite a bit of gold right here. Quite a bit of experience, and this thing is insane. This thing is so insane. Oh my goodness. But it looks like it's keeping up. Right? Let's see. Let's go down. Let's see how this thing is doing. Yeah, it looks like this side is collecting more items than anything else. If this chest starts to back up and this side is doing more work, what I'll do is I'll turn these 2 chests this way instead of having them this way. This way, these 2 hoppers will work for this side, and these 2 hoppers will work for the other side. If you guys don't know, putting a double chest over 2 hoppers like that, it will evenly split the items. So that is something that we're kind of working with. But this thing looks like it's doing work. This side, eh. Yeah, I think we're gonna move these chests um this way, but really that's only if this thing starts backing up on us, which it's not. This sword is not a big deal. Yeah, let's turn this thing off. I do want to move those chests. And then we're going to go AFK. Let's get our axe, and we're going to need to go ahead and just grab a little bit of planks and a little bit of this. Um, I'm not too bothered by losing these chests, but I think it'll be better to have them like this, so that since this side is doing more work, it's not just going into one chest, it will actually deviate to this side too and put our other side to work, which is why you gotta test these things. But there, that just makes me feel better, even though the system wasn't backing up by no means. I think this will, in the long run, be better for us. So, put all this stuff away. I thought I put my planks away. I guess I didn't. I'm going to take off my elytra, put everything in the box, and then we are going to full on AFK at this thing. Seriously. There's no items coming into the box. Why? Oh, that's a visual relog thing that we're gonna have to do. So, yep, we're gonna run this thing and wish us luck. Now, we did get our AFK session in. We went through all of the different flint and steels up there and checked this thing out. And we got ourselves a decent amount of gold. I think I had 2 ingots and 2 nuggets in here, or 1 ingot, something like that. Maybe a little bit more, since we grabbed up some. I think I had a couple of blocks, right? And a couple of ingots, but we've got a fair amount of gold. This is, what did we have here? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11 stacks of gold nuggets, which gives me 11 stacks of gold ingots. So now it is time to clean all of this stuff up and get our stuff from upstairs, and then we're going to go pretty much throw all of this gold into the piglin bartering system, and then AFK there so we can get some more blackstone. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream me working on the top part of our castle. So, let's get our stuff on. Like I said, let's clean up our mess here and then put it all away. And let's head over to the piglin bartering farm, and I'll show you guys that thing working flawlessly. Alright, we got all of our gold down into the ingot form, and what I'm going to do to make this easier on myself is we're just going to move some stuff off our hotbar so we can see exactly how many of each ingot we're going to need to place into the system, and it looks like, unfortunately, we're going to have not an even number, but not quite 4 stacks of gold per. This is going to be 1, and we're going to have 3 ingots left over. Now, I don't have... I'm just shy of nuggets. Let's actually go over here and look in our stash. No. We did clean this out once before to make sure that we got all this stuff out. And I do believe I even broke down all of the, like, ores that we had for netherrack, so yeah, we're stuck with what we've got, but we're going to be able to put 3 stacks and 49 ingots into every single one of these chests. So we'll start over here, and we'll just put in a row. It's going to start pulling it into the dispenser. And then the same thing for this guy, and then finally this guy. Now we can put our stuff back on our hotbar like we like. We're going to need to grab some more food. And I have the rest of this stuff from other projects. Yeah. That's not even a chest. That's a shulker box, man. So now, we should be able to turn this thing on. And even with these guys mad at me, they still should pick up the gold. Now, we did slow our timer down by a couple of ticks because it was going a little fast, but you can see all four of these guys have a piece of gold. They give us some stuff. A couple of ticks later, they get another piece of gold, and it's working flawlessly. These guys are working great, and now what we're going to do is we're going to AFK. Well, not necessarily AFK. We're going to do some work around the base, but we're going to go grab all of the blackstone that we have down here, and we'll see how much we get from the new AFK session, and it should hopefully be enough to finish out the base. So once we come back, like I said, hopefully we will have enough to finish up the base, and I can show you guys a more polished and finished product. That would be amazing, right? All right, let's get all of this. We'll craft it all down, and I will see you guys after a live stream. Well, we just did a 2 hour and 45-minute live stream where we worked on the exterior of our base, or the top side exterior, and we did get it finished. We have all of the different sides in. It's looking really, really good. We got raided a couple of times. We had a really good live stream, a lot of fun, very laid back, and you know, we evaded some mobs. We still have 139 levels, so we did not die. Pretty impressive. So after we did all of this, I started putting in the carpet. We did do that somewhat on stream, but I finished this off after stream had ended and before I started recording with you guys. But now that the carpet's in, we can call this thing, you know, fairly mob-proofed. If we can go ahead and fly out of here, we'll do a little flyover of the base and just take a look at it before we fly over it. This thing, I'm so happy with the way this thing turned out. It is so cool. And yeah. Oh my goodness. Did we speak too soon? We're going to go ahead and consume that potion. Just because we got too close to a death there that scared me. And do we have an ender pearl? We do. Yeah, we had a pretty close call on stream where we almost died. And though I don't really care about losing the levels, it's just the fact that we have so many of them, I don't want to die. Hi. Yeah, living in the nether, very dangerous thing. It's my fault because I double tap spacebar, but the castle is looking tremendous, and there is more work that we want to do, obviously, but as far as the exterior goes, this thing is pretty well set. I think so. Things like this isn't working anymore, so I am going to have to check the redstone and see if maybe something changed to jukeboxes, but guys, this thing, I mean, come on. This is gorgeous. And I really like the top off. We talked about it in the live stream. I do want to do something with this area here, these flatter areas here of these cylindrical pieces coming up. And then if we go on the inside, you know, these walls are relatively flat. We have a couple of lava streams coming down in the base. I may actually, I didn't want to, but I may actually remove these at least on the interior of the base, because that one is right in line with the top wall. So if we build anything off this wall more than a block, it's going to be a problem. But the base, for the most part, is complete. The facade, anyway, we have a little bit further to go. So yeah, it's coming together nicely. I do want to figure out something for these little sections in here. We're going to put some statues in here. Sometime Liar is going to build them for us. We are going to redo the entryways into rooms like this. And yeah, just some general decoration, but that is all I have time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter and Twitch, a link to my Discord, a link to the Truly Bedrock Discord. And yeah, that's going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one.